So, as promised, we're going to be talking much more football this year. I'm mainly going to be focusing on the teams that I love because the teams that I love are hated by many, many people all around the country. For those who don't know, I am a Tennessee volunteer. It's where I graduated college from, and I'm also a big-time Dallas Cowboy fan. We'll get into Dallas's big-time win over the Giants in a second. I want to start, though, with my Vols. On Saturday, we did beat Austin Peay 30-13. If I'm being honest with you guys, for some odd reason, I didn't have that game. It was blacked out for me, and I don't know why. Usually I have all of the SEC's games in some form or fashion over on the SEC network, but for some odd reason, I could not get my hands on that Tennessee-Austin Peay game. I don't expect that to happen anymore this year. Obviously, the Vols schedule picks up after this week, and now we're going to get into Florida week and all that great stuff. So I don't think that'll happen again, but I was forced to just watch mostly highlights from Tennessee-Austin Peay. It doesn't appear that I missed a lot. I've seen a lot of people online, some of the pundits in Knoxville, discussing how they believed the reffing was bad. Obviously, with me watching mostly the highlights, I'm not able to see the intricacies of play in, play out, and see what people are talking about as they blame the refs. Apparently, we got a crew that's known in the SEC to be one of the worst. Look, I don't like blaming the refs when they don't need to be blamed, because I like to say that when refs actually do mess up. So my opinion, outside looking in, I'm going to assume some of Tennessee Vol faithful to just be complaining because we didn't play that great. You know, you kicked this game off against Austin Peay following what I thought was a really good performance against Virginia last week. And, you know, I saw some missed throws from Joe Milton again. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, what's the quarterback name on the other side? Delilu? I thought pretty much he went tit for tat with Joe, if I'm being honest with you. Tennessee did not come out of the gate ready to win a game in a dominating fashion, with Florida coming down the pipeline. And as many of you know, Florida obviously lost week 1. And I was looking forward to putting a 21-point grubbing on Florida in week 3. But coming off of this Austin Peay performance, I have no earthly idea. I am not sold on Joe Milton. Again, all respect to him, I don't really like commenting on young men because I'm older now. I'm 29 now. And to me, it rubs me the wrong way. But hell, Joe Milton, damn near my age. I'm not a fan of Joe Milton. For anybody out there, I was a fan of putting Nico in the fire. And to be honest with you guys, I looked at this as more a 2-year window with this Tennessee crew. I wanted to go after a championship next year, right? I wanted to go after this thing next year and let Nico make all his mistakes this year and have him ready to go his sophomore campaign. Obviously, Heupel and that coaching staff believes Joe is the guy for right now. And they're allowing him to go out there, and he just, to me, I just don't see the crispness with him. I've never saw it. I've never been a Joe Milton guy. No disrespect to the young man. He's never been my cup of tea. I will say this, outside of Joe Milton, in regards to that Tennessee offense, Heupel knows what the hell he's doing. He know how to pick them. Man, I am loving me some Jabari Small, Jalen Wright. We got some weapons. It appears that the season, from a wide receiver perspective, is going to come down to Ramel Kelton. He seems to be our most important piece. Obviously, I don't want to leave out McCoy, who is definitely highly touted and one of our better players. I'm happy that he's on the field this year. It appears that it's going to come down to, can Joe Milton get the ball to these weapons? That's what the season comes down to, because we got the weapons. Tennessee's got the offense again. Clearly, this is not a one-year ordeal with Heupel, obviously losing guys like Jalen Hyde to the league. Obviously, we lost our Heisman contending quarterback in Hooker, and, you know, as he recovers and everything now in Detroit. Look, we got the weapons again. Heupel know what the hell he's doing on the perimeter. He's recruiting the weapons. The quarterback, though, for me, Joe Milton, I just don't know. And I'm watching this Austin Peay game. If we're being honest, if Kelton doesn't fumble, we're probably about to go up 30-6, and that score looks a lot differently than it ends up being 30-13. We end up stopping Austin Peay late in the game there. Score was really going to be about 30-20. Tennessee actually falls from number 9 in the rankings to number 11. I mean, you know, I felt like we should have failed. We didn't look good. There have been a couple other teams that didn't look good either, that didn't get discounted as much as we did in the AP rankings. But to me, I thought we should have failed. I'm not mad at anything that played out. I think the one thing that kind of bothers me a little bit is if you look at Alabama, who fell to Texas, Alabama is number 10 and we're number 11. So pretty much we're the first team that the AP poll considers Alabama's still better than. And if you know how last year played out and how Tennessee, how we kind of felt like we were getting slided in the polls most of last year, anywho, I'm not even going to go there. But I thought Tennessee looked okay at best against Austin Peay. Going into Florida, it would be nice to come back with a big-time performance against a Florida Gators team that appears to be on the downside of everything, right? We should beat Florida by 2 touchdowns. I would like to beat them by 3 touchdowns. That's just me personally. I do believe the SEC is a lot more open than I thought. Oftentimes we see schools like Georgia, schools like Alabama come out of the gate and struggle. Obviously, Alabama lost to Texas. I've seen Georgia struggle before. They didn't look the greatest this week either. They did come late and start putting up some points on the board. If the SEC is as wide open as it appears to be, I guess putting Joe Milton out there is the right move. Like I said, I would have went with Nico. That's just me personally. I would have let him get through the growing pains of this year. But again, if this thing is wide open, if Alabama's going to not only lose one game, but we'll see what we do with Alabama this year in Tuscaloosa. That's going to be a crazy game. Alabama's going to be looking for some get back. We'll see what happens. If we're able, if we are able to get the better of Alabama, we'll see. To me, the season comes down to beating Georgia. We got to beat Georgia this year. Like, it just is what it is. Because, we can lose to Alabama and still be fine. But it would be nice to beat Alabama 2 years in a row and keep that momentum going. The season comes down to beating Georgia. We got to beat Georgia to get to that SEC championship game. We got to beat Georgia, period. Because you can lose to Georgia, beat Alabama, still not be in the SEC championship, and then what? You probably fall in one of those first few non-playoff bowl games. We'll see. I'm still watching with a big eye. I cannot wait to Florida week. I still think we're going to beat Florida. I just hope we can put some points on the board. I want this to be a dominating win. This will be the first time most of college football America looks at us. It's still Tennessee, Florida, even though Florida's not great this year. I'm looking forward to it. Now, let me swing over to a team that I was much more excited with, and that would be my Dallas Cowboys. Now, I want to go ahead and put an asterisk by this. For those who are not familiar with Ferro, the Dallas Cowboy fans, I've been a Dallas Cowboy fan since I was in middle school. I have no lineage to the Dallas Cowboys. My uncle and my cousin, they're big Cowboy fans, but they never pressured me to be Dallas Cowboy fans. They actually live in Dallas, Texas. I do not live in Dallas, Texas. I just loved Dallas when I was around middle school age because I loved that people hated them. That's how I fell in love with them. That's how I fell in love with Dallas. I love the hatred that the Cowboys got. I used to ride home with one of my partners. His parents were big Dallas Cowboy fans, and that's kind of where the love manifested from. One of my partners, his father's also a Laker fan. Anybody that knows me, I've been a Laker fan since I was 5 years old. I've been a Laker fan pretty much my whole life. So not only was he a Laker fan, I just kind of thought it was the right thing to do. The fact that he was a Dallas Cowboy fan, everybody hated him. I always loved being a part of America's teams. Any damn way, Lakers were America's team. All right, so now let me be a Dallas Cowboy fan. I was watching the Cowboys week 1 of their football season here against the New York Giants, and man, did we look dominating. I made sure in all my fantasy leagues that I got that Dallas Cowboys defense. I drafted them a couple rounds earlier than most people were drafting defenses because I already knew the type of playmakers we got on the defense side of the ball. Let the record show I am not one of these delusional Dallas Cowboy fans that believe we're going to be a Super Bowl contending team year in, year out. I am not a fan of Dak Prescott. All right, I covered Dak when I was in college at Tennessee, when he was at Mississippi State. I'm not a Dak guy. I've never been a Dak guy. He's an okay quarterback. A lot of people got him in their top 10, top 12 of quarterbacks. I got him closer to 15, 16. That's me personally. But hey, he can get the job done, especially when he's dealing with a lead, especially when that defense is clicking on all cylinders like it was on Sunday night against the New York Giants. Lord have mercy, we beat the hell out of the Giants. It all started off with Gano trying to kick a field goal to give the Giants the early lead. He gets the field goal block. We go the other way and put 7 on the board immediately. I'm already looking at 20 fantasy points just there. And then, it continues on. Michael Parsons, I don't know if he's the best defensive player in the world, but he looks like it, damn it. This dude is unreal getting to the quarterback. There are things Michael Parsons does on the football field that nobody else does. The way he looks, his body, I can't explain it, but his combination of speed and athleticism, if I'm being honest with you, it looks quicker than Aaron Donald a lot of times. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, he's got the power of Aaron Donald, and he's got the quickness of like TJ Watt. It's ridiculous. If this dude is not the best defensive player in the world, he's literally right there on the doorstep. Like with Micah Parsons, that defense is always going to be good. I don't care who you got. The fact that we already made sure we locked up Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore. I like that he makes a lot of tackles. I like that he's always around where the football is at. That first forced fumble by Diggs was impressive as hell to me. That Dallas Cowboy defense was electric. And to be honest with you guys, it didn't matter what the heck Dak Prescott and that Dallas Cowboy offense did. They were not bad. I would not consider them good either. They was just manageable, right? They just didn't make mistakes, which allowed us to just put it on the New York Giants 40-0. I mean, if you're a Giants fan, you got to be pissed coming into the year like that with all the offseason drama. I'm not going to go too far into the Giants, but for anybody out there that follows football, y'all know that they decided to give Daniel Jones the $40+ million contract this offseason, and all they wanted to do was give Saquon Barkley around $10 million. I had the pleasure of meeting Saquon Barkley one time. Really good brother too, man. Anybody that watches football knows that the Dallas Cowboys offense, it moves off of Saquon Barkley's play. And by the way, he wasn't great in that game either. He had he loses a ball and it ended up turning into an interception, right? Saquon wasn't great in that game, but more times than not, he is the one that runs that Giants offense. I did not like how the Giants did Saquon this offseason. So you're damn right. Add another element to why I was happy to see my Dallas Cowboys put it on the New York Giants. The one thing I've learned about this iteration of the Dallas Cowboys, with Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs on defense and Dak Prescott at quarterback, the one thing I've learned is if we feel like we're a better team than you, we will blow you out. We ain't gonna play with you. You can look at the Dallas Cowboys roster. I think what separates them alongside the San Francisco 49ers, a team that's beat us the last 2 postseasons, is we got incredible players. Like the 49ers and Cowboys got incredible high-end level players and playmakers, especially on the defensive side of the football. Obviously, they got McCaffrey on offense. Obviously, we got Tony Pollard. Shout out Memphis. Obviously, they got Deebo Samuel. Obviously, we got, we got CeeDee Lamb. The quarterbacks to me are comparable, Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott. You look at these two teams, they are very comparable in talent. They've been 2 of the most talented teams in the NFL over the last 5 years. Definitely in the NFC, they've been holding it down. Yeah, I'm happy. I am happy with my Dallas Cowboys week 1. Again, I don't like to get too excited. I still believe the Philadelphia Eagles are the cream of the crop in the NFC East. They did take care of business against the Patriots. It was a rainy day, so I didn't think the Eagles were going to go too crazy on the Patriots in week 1. But we shall see where my Dallas Cowboys land. That's what I got for y'all week 1. I'm going to be making sure I'm much more on my P's and Q's. Y'all know I cover basketball. I just watch football as a fan. But I'm going to make sure I'm watching and locking in more and more week in and week out. And, in the upcoming weeks, if you guys continue to enjoy the content, then I'm going to make sure I give it more, and we're going to talk about more teams, college and the NFL. Y'all let me know what y'all think about videos like this. Time, love, and support. What were your takeaways from week 2 of the college football season and obviously week 1 of the NFL season? Man, I am so damn happy that football is back. As a basketball guy, let me be clear with you guys. I am so damn happy football is back as well.